So this is my civic action plan presentation, and the issue that I want to tackle is to stop oil drilling or protect national wildlife refuge. So my main issue here is that the big problem here is that there's a lot being done for oil companies, but there's not enough being done for the land where it takes place. Meaning that oil companies are doing everything they can to deepen their pockets, but they're not doing it. They're not giving back the bare minimum to the environment and where they're taking the oil from. And I say this because the research about issues not issues, but important drilling excavation sites like the plans, like the National Arctic Wildlife Refuge and the North Dakota Pipeline, is that companies and the government are doing everything they can to boost up and make these plans a reality, but they don't realize that by doing this they're gonna damage everything that lives there. So, and they're not gonna give back because we've seen in the past that people really don't take care, or at least big companies don't take care of their actions, like the repercussions of what they do after. So what I want is to spread the word to the people, and I want to show them how dangerous it is, and how dangerous the acts that oil companies do. And I want to do this through social media because I believe that everybody is on social media and it's easier to address it like that. And one thing that I want to hopefully see is that people return to using less oil and find a better and longer lasting solution, like biofuel or reusable energy sources. In one of my sources, or one of the people I interviewed, we can use kelp as a fuel source, and it's very cheap to produce and use. So through social media, I saw a small increase on followers, but that doesn't really matter because I got my word out, and I entrusted to everyone else that they can spread this issue and what I envisioned for it to more people. So for the communication, I had a Zoom call with two very interesting people. I interviewed a climatologist and physicist named Andrew Ringor from the Philippines, and the reason I interviewed him because his expertise, he proves a reliable source, and he gives and he gave very interesting feedback on what could happen if these projects were implemented. And he said that if these plans were implemented, it could lead to global warming and have effects that could hurt the population. So not just animals, but also the human population will be affected, severely affected, if these projects were implemented. And the second person that I interviewed was a marine biologist, was my marine biologist teacher, Miss Amy Kleckner. And the reason I interviewed her is because as a marine biologist, I believe that she can put in an input on these projects and how it can affect sea and land animals. And she says that if these projects were implemented, she believes that if some accident were to occur, it would take a long period of time, a century, for us, or not just us, but everything else to recover from it. So for my awareness aspect, I created an Instagram page, a Twitter page, and a TikTok. And my reasoning behind these three are as follows. Instagram, you can get a lot of people to see like your image or like your issue. You can put a picture and people will get intrigued, and they will start to read into it more. Like, it just gives them a little bit of a taste, and then they can read on their own if they want. And an outcome was that I got a small amount of followers to follow, and they were able to put in their input, and I believe that those who followed are willing to take action about like stopping these big oil companies, like the government. For Twitter, the reasoning behind the Twitter is to, giving a text-based, like text-based information guide, is that people can like read more. Like, people will read enough to intrigue them, and they will find their own ways to, or hopefully they will join us, but they will find, if like they choose to not join us, I hope that they will find their own way to stop and take action. So for TikTok, I chose TikTok because it's the hottest app right now, and everyone's on it, and you can spread and like get word out very quickly on TikTok. And as I've seen before, I chose TikTok because anyone can blow up, and it's easy to raise awareness for anything or anyone. So for my pressure aspect about this project, I did email campaigns and a work party. So for the email campaigns, I chose it because it's the safest option right now due to Corona. And with email campaign, it's like basically recruiting people to see like who are willing to fight for this issue with me and who are not. And through this email, I got a few answers, but not enough, or I believe not enough. But those who answered, we will start to amass, and I know that I can rely on these people who replied. And for the work party, which is my other pressure aspect, I chose this because gathering the people who I recruited through the email campaigns and seeing them like in person, it's easier to get like a bigger feel of like who are willing to join you or not. And my start out small, yes, I believe that, but it can grow, and this is a small attraction that I think is good. It'll get us through it. And an outcome is that like as this progresses and we gather more people, recruit more people, we can show how important this is to the government. It can lead to like rallies or protests or anything vocal to show to the government this is really important, and like we really need to stop this. So that was my civic action plan presentation, and I hope that everyone took this into consideration. Thank you.